interconnected. Driven by credit tightening, major markets in Europe and the US suffered demand drops, which led to the drastic decreases in exports in Asia. Under the dual impacts of the global financial crisis and financial protectionism, Asian nations, the emerging markets in particular, suffered tremendous setbacks. Ladies and gentlemen, now as the world and the regional economies endeavor to recover and gain stability, order and traction, following the big bang triggered by the global financial collapse, there are important lessons to be learned, measures to be taken, and policies to be formulated. The change is imminent if we want to avoid any further pitfalls in future threatening to shake the very foundation of global economy like we have all witnessed in 2007-2008. The economic recovery underway currently is unbalanced between countries and also within the countries. Growth in advanced economies is still very low, while unemployment is very high. The low-income countries proved remarkably resilient, but are now being hit by high food and fuel prices. Moreover, besides devastating the global economy and causing incalculable hardship and suffering all over the world, the global financial crisis also shook the intellectual foundations of the global economic order of the last quarter century, making reformation imperative. This is evident by the fact that the financial crisis has accelerated the shift in the world's economic center of gravity. Emerging market economies now account for almost 3/4 of global growth, up from just 1/3 on the turn of the millennium. Ladies and gentlemen, the time, as I said, is therefore calls for a new approach. A new approach to economic policies, a new approach to social cohesion, and in my opinion, a new approach to cooperation and multilateralism. This is necessary for successful accomplishment of the hardest task ahead, and that is to rebuild the foundations of stability and to make them stand the test of the time, God forbid, if it is ever witnessed again. The global financial sector on the whole must undergo reformation. It must take departure from the culture of reckless risk-taking towards a policy of prudence. And why I'm saying so, we saw that more than the total debt of Pakistan was a one single corporate debt which was written off in United States. Just to talk of one, I won't name the company, but this is what I call, it was reckless risk-taking. So we have to move towards a policy of prudence. We must revisit our fiscal and monetary policies. The expansionary fiscal policy and monetary policy relaxation are the most direct way of fighting economic recession. But caution is advised to avoid inflation, and I'll dilate later when I give comments on learned speakers and also on the earlier session, because Pakistan has been a unique case that when the world interest rates were almost 0 to 2%, we were still witnessing double digit, and Shahid knows very well. And as I said, that I have noted down certain issues which have been flagged, and I'd like to cover from my viewpoint and from Pakistan's perspective. Moreover, governance must also pay more heed to social cohesion. Sustainable growth is associated with a more equal income distribution. Inequality can hinder access to finance and make countries more prone to adverse shocks, resulting in instability. Globalization must be fairer. We require a collective solution aiming to rebalance the global growth, whose benefits must be broadly shared and not just captured by a few privileged countries. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all the more imperative now than it was ever before to effectively monitor and manage a sound and transparent international financial market. This would in turn enhance the fairness and freedom of investment and trade, resulting in economic stability. For Asian countries in particularly, the key lies in adopting strategies of financial cooperation to fill the temporary funding gap with a regional bond market and establish a mechanism to stabilize the exchange rate. Ladies and gentlemen, now talking about Pakistan, though not we were directly hit by the global financial crisis, and there is a reason why we were not hit that bad. Because luckily, and I don't want to claim credit here, that in 1993 government of PMLN, we introduced the financial sector reforms. We saved ourselves from the known Soros, virus and crisis in the South Asian countries those days. And I think it has helped us. And as Shahid said, that we have to move on continuously. The structural reforms must be ongoing and must be carried on regularly. So, market, I believe, can sustain all these reforms if they are done prudently and they are done in a transparent manner. Making matters worse, our economy was further strained by the ongoing and resource-draining war against terror and doom-spelling national calamities such as the devastating 2010 and 2011 floods that played havoc with the country's infrastructure, economy and people's lives. Economic recovery and revival may appear to be an uphill task in the present inauspicious circumstances. However, I am a great believer it is not an impossible task. This country has witnessed the worst sanctions in 98-99. Country stood up and country survived and country moved forward. So, I am optimist. It needs, obviously, a very thorough revival plan which is based on principles of good governance, transparency, and zero tolerance for corruption. By adopting sound policies aimed at multidimensional and broad-based structural reforms covering the political, economic, and social sectors, we can certainly do wonders on the socio-economic and development fronts. The current state of economy necessitates formulation of a new economic growth strategy which seeks to foster sustainable and more equitable growth by means of structural improvements in the productive sectors of Pakistan economy and encouraging foreign investment as well as exports through special incentives. And Shahid has already touched upon on the export sector. He has touched upon certain figures. He has compared certain countries. I personally believe that we got to start as early as possible this entire process, and you could see